Got the beautiful Miss V on the vocals. Calligraph Jones in the place. Teamwork. Let's get it.
From outer space, out of this world, we come in peace, so you must stay all. We are taking over this place right now. But bring the crew, you can let them know. We in town, we should dress up for the show. We are bringing down the sound tonight, oh. In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey. Look out, lay your heart to lie, Joe. So boom, back to catch your joke. What's your mind? Look out, lay your heart to lie, Joe. Boom, back to catch your joke. What's your mind? I'm dreaming on a child too. So Charlie, we come on a June.
Vale, karibu, vale, karibu.
Imagine, even ndo mwingianga kwa klabu autasikia tunakula life na adabu na masela wana hela umenitazika hiu mase hela ni jui basi tela ni king kaka king of Zamunda tuko ndani tumejunga kaka cloth mbado mtumba mina manager tuko tight na jua mimi spend thrift neza drinks nimezipanga kama Tetris.
In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey.
And you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio, and you're listening to...
Yes, karibuni sana family to another beautiful episode of the Africa Today show. This is the media of the 21st century, the Black Fire Network radio station. 24 minutes past the top of the hour, and of course a quick shout out to everyone, or karibuni sana to everyone who's tuning through YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, on the radio station, the Rumble page, and of course on our speaker page as well, for those who get to catch the shows live and also on record, or rather in form of a podcast on Spotify. Karibuni sana. My name is Joby, in case you're here for the first time, and I'd love to urge you to subscribe and of course download our app, which is very easy for you to find on our Google Play Store, if in case you literally want to find us on the rest of our platform. If in case you're on Twitter and you want to come on YouTube, the Black Fire Network application is the only way for you to actually stay connected to all our platform. You can also purchase merchandise with us and all amazing gifts and crafts also under our Black Fire Network store. And you can also check us out on TV. We're streaming live on the Roku TV right now, if I'm not wrong. But karibuni sana once again. I'll start our conversation for today, whereby sharing a video coming from Julius Malema. I didn't know actually that Julius Malema has joined Ibrahim Traore, and this is on the liberation of DRC Congo and Africa at large. And I'm so happy to see that actually he has made that bold move, because it's a bold move, that one. I always don't like Julius Malema myself no more. You know, he's trying so hard to fight for South Africans, for, trying to free them from all the enslavement that they are going through, because South Africans are really enslaved, no cap, but he's trying so hard to actually help these people to wake up away from enslavement, trying to actually enlighten the people, because I was sharing the video of last year's demonstration. He was the one who had led the mass demonstrations that were held. That was last year, when people were complaining about the lack of unemployment, which we've seen today. It has actually increased with 1 million. Last year it was 7 million. Today we're talking about 8 million. So that is actually a very big gap. And it's not just South Africa that is facing this problem. We saw that Kenyans recently, when they were hitting the streets calling out on the finance bill rejection, still the accountabilities that they were calling upon is the employment of the young people, and which actually is an Africa problem that Dimora has talked about just from the show, the 7 p.m. update. It's an African problem that African people are facing on a day-to-day, where you are a graduate, you have your certificates, you have your PhD. They tell you it's not enough, you get the masters, but still you end up being unemployed. And that has to come to an end, because we can see nepotism has become the key, uh, you know, the key to actually making things move in most of the African countries. If it's not nepotism, if you don't know anyone, actually you can't move. You can't be able to stay connected. You can't get the job opportunity under what you've actually studied. It is such a sad situation. But on the video I'll be sharing from Julius Malema, he's breaking it all the way down on colonization of the mindset and how the African puppets are being used to actually stay as colonized. And on the topic of today, we're talking about the economic storm, and globally, everything that is happening in the States, Africa is also affected big time. And I did speak about personally where I did say, whether Trump, Kamala Harris, whoever is going to win, we know this is going to come, of course, with a very big effect on African people. We're talking about right now resources being exploited without our own consent, but the puppets have literally given the go ahead by signing these deals behind our backs. We can see that actually all this war going on and all these wars that are about to be caused, the pandemics and everything, it's something that they had planned. And I have a video also on that breaks it down, something that Keith has been talking and teaching right here on the Black Hot Fire Network, telling us what to expect, what move we should make, with things going nay, how you should prepare yourself, especially the Black Americans and also Africa globally, because it's an African problem. But shout out to Jiba Jaba in the building before I get to start to share that. Shout out to also Lamin Jamin, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you so much for tapping the screen, and welcome to today's conversation. Jiba Jaba says, hi Joby, did you turn Muslim since this morning? No, not really. Actually, I had a wig on. I just feel I'm tired with the wig, and I felt rocking the scarf. I look good either way, right? That's what's up. But I also saying that I like when he was fat. Skinny Malema is compromised. Is he skinny right now? I can't even tell. Yeah, he looks skinny though. He looks like he's kind of lost a lot of weight. I don't know what's happening, but I mean, that is what we need. Because why are you getting a balloon stomach and you're a whole freedom fighter? Baby, you better be facing these problems with us. Are we on the same page? That is one thing we need to understand. Like, are we on the same page, or are you on a different one? Are you eating the biggest shares as you tell us, I'm here fighting for you, the Odinga way? But let's look at this video very quickly as we get started. And a quick shout once again to everyone who's joining through YouTube. Welcome to today's conversation. Both these videos are actually leading to the main conversation of the day, which is about the economic storm war that is currently happening, not just in the States with the illegal alien immigration, them getting $13,000 and all that. Is a whole lot of things going on in Africa, exploitation of resources. Kenya right now, our national parks are actually being exploited and mined. As much as the Kenya Wildlife Service yesterday came to defend themselves, this is very active and happening. We've seen someone like Jimmy Wanjigi talking about it. There's an interview that actually also Iwaton was sharing today from Lynn Ngugi about how they are exploiting the resources, how they have been doing it, and how we didn't require actually even fences, how we related with animals, which we've spoken about right here a couple of times. It is crazy. But listen to this very quickly. Shout out to you, Visible Eye Radio, Karibu Sana. Shout out to the Moses Kenyan, Karibu Sana to you too. Hope you're doing great. Listen to this video right here.
Fighters, we are invited to come and speak about good governance and security in Africa. But to be honest, there will never be a discussion about the security and good governance in Africa without acknowledging the damage that has been caused by colonizers and the imperialist forces.
Exactly. That is number one. We have to acknowledge that. We can't just look at other things without first, number one, understanding who the bigger enemy is. Personally, I've been saying, and I'm going to keep on saying that Africans need to also look at the person who has the microscope, because it's not Ruto, it's not Malema, it's not Ramaphosa, it's not Kagame, it's not Museveni, it's not Nana Akufo-Addo, it's not Chilema, it's none of these puppets. Literally, someone else has the puppet. The microscope, sorry, and the puppet too. They have the puppet and the microscope. That's the funny part. So we have to actually go back to history. Basically, I believe that is what he's trying to say. We should go back to history, understand where this all started, where it all began, because the effect taking place today, again, even in the States, this goes back all the way to Africa. The development of Europe, we were just checking even today on my show, how Europe was destroyed. Was it Europe? Yeah. German? Yeah. How it was destroyed and how developed right now it is. How is it that a country was bombed, literally, that barely nothing survived, today is the most developed than the African continent, a continent that has resources, gold, cobalt, silver, everything you want to talk about. It is just so crazy. It is so crazy. But let's continue.
Africa's inability to be peace with herself, it is necessitated by the fact that colonialists want to exploit our minerals without being held accountable.
Exactly. And that is what they are doing for all they have been doing it, actively doing it. They don't want to be held accountable, because take me back to a few months ago where we saw the Apple, Tesla, a few companies that were actually taken to court because of exploiting cobalt in the DRC Congo, and they came ahead and said, hey, we didn't do this. There is no proof, evidence where we are actually can be held accountable for doing this and this, with clear evidence of how they're exploiting children. The company said there, Demore just mentioned about the Chinese company and tried to explain why the Chinese companies are really set there. I really don't believe it's because of the debt, because that's what he was saying. The Chinese companies are set there in DRC to exploit the minerals because of the debt that DRC has. I really doubt it. They can do it because they feel and always have felt they have the right to.
It is the colonialists who are corrupting the leadership of Africa. And making sure that those who are not corrupt are replaced by the corrupt puppets who will allow colonialism to continue in the African continent.
Fact. Because neocolonialism is actually taking part. I mean, let's talk about what is happening in Kenya right now. Why is our airport being signed private partnership bullshit to our all Indian company for the next 30 years? Leave alone that. And this is what Truto said. You guys should not worry about the international airport, because this is the same strategy they used with the Nairobi Expressway, which in the next 20-something years, we're going to be paying this debt. And then they want to keep on hiking the taxes, which even never even goes back to this debt. This money goes back to funding wars. Do you know how psychopathic this is? And this is just so crazy if you try to think about it. Like, these people give us loans, develop nothing but bullshit. The citizens are the ones to pay the taxes, but these taxes do not even go back to paying any debt. Instead, it goes back to bullshit. Anyway, shout to you, Jason. Shout to Iwaton Karibuni Sana. Give me your thoughts as you get to continue.
You can imagine anywhere in the continent, it has got everything else to do with those who colonized us before.
Yep.
Today, they want to choose who are the leaders for African people.
I mean, and it's not even a matter, this is nothing even to do with the colonizer. Now, if you talk about election, understanding everything right now, this is the election, it's not even run by not this, the US. It's the J's, you know. This is how we call them nowadays. It's the J's with the hats. They are the ones who run the elections. They're the ones who run the system, the International Criminal Court, the IMF bullshit. I can't wait to share the next video because I love the way that guy broke it down also. It was very, very well broken down from how the elections, what is supposed to happen, what should happen, what can happen, and also the formation of all these fake banks that lend us nothing.
As we stand here today, Gaddafi should be an enemy of our people, according to the declaration of the Western imperialism.
Exactly.
Shelby, you didn't go home?
No,
you didn't go home?
I'm not going.
I know. I didn't read the text. God damn, I didn't know you was even live. Okay, but what's this hamburger head nigga talking about right here?
Oh my God. Come slowly. Oh my God, this hamburger person here is saying, he's talking facts right here. He's talking about this video of his is gonna lead to the next video I'm gonna share, which is the main conversation about the economic war, which is globally, of course, happening. Africa being the major focus of the resources.
Of course, the world power.
Yeah, neocolonialism, which is very active. We can see how it is happening. He's talking also about how they select the puppets who they can control. And I'm talking about now understanding who runs the election. It's not even the US. The US just comes and says, hey, all is going to happen is that there's going to be war in Kisumu. So the US citizens pack your bags and go. The same thing in Uganda, Rwanda, Nigeria, whatever. But Rwanda, no. Nigeria, Ghana. You know, funny thing, I didn't see the US one in Rwandese about any, or the US citizens about any war that might escalate in this country, you know. Just super, super crazy. But
I was on the show with Seto. Shit, he read Kagame resting all the preachers, Joby. Said we don't want all these churches in no damn Rwanda. We don't need all these damn churches.
Period. Okay, I like this puppet. God damn it.
I didn't go like that. Yeah, you can see you can go to Rwanda and then when you get done, they say Kagame locks up preachers. Say you got too many preachers up in here. I don't need all these damn preachers up in here. We don't need all these damn churches up in here.
For once, an African coon has spoken. For once, he has actually spoken on something they are always so scared to touch on. You know, you'll never hear any African puppet talk about anything to do with the church. Not negative.
He's knocking their ass up, though, because like they're putting the ear tie. They putting secret churches inside their house, and Kagame locking their ass up.
Iwaton is right here. She can hear you.
Oh shit! I didn't know Iwaton was even here. Oh,
but anyway, let me continue with this video. Yes, he's speaking literally facts about exploitation of resources, neocolonialism, and election. Let me continue.
Because Gaddafi stood for our people.
Mm-hmm.
Today,
Gaddafi didn't stand for your people, he stood for his people. He stand for you. Think that these goofy niggas are coming about Gaddafi. Gaddafi didn't stand for you, moron. He stood for the Arabs controlling Africa. That's what he stood for. Okay? His people have control of the rest of you goofy niggas. Not the other white. He want the white Arabs to be in control of you dumb niggas. Because they know how you niggas love everybody but black people. That's what Gaddafi was about.
I bet he knows that, but I
don't think he knows that.
What he's trying to explain right here and what he's gonna say ahead of the video is what most of the Pan-African leaders, what they try to do, what happened to them. And he's trying to give an example with Gaddafi, how he made things easy for his people, free education, women getting
he made things great. He made things great, and still some of his people turned on his no good ass. You know, white man came to the white Arab. Hey, don't you want to be some money? Don't you want to be in power? Yes, white daddy. Always traitors and sellouts and coons. That's why I believe there's always a free bullet for somebody's fucking head.
Think Mandela was loved. You must revisit your history and check when Mugabe was becoming the president of Zimbabwe.
They loved
after
him.
the defeat of Rhodesia. He
This
was
is
the
right.
most celebrated man.
That's
He
true.
was loved
Until he said, "I'll get the land back."
until he started questioning the issue of the land.
He
That
didn't
the
question
land
it.
must
No,
be
pause. See, thank you, Africa. He didn't question shit. The people of Zimbabwe said, "We're going to overthrow your ass." It's been 20 years. We've been waiting. We want a war against these white people. 20 years you ain't got no land. You ain't gave us our land. It's like South Africa shit. 20 years white people were still in Zimbabwe, owning all the land, all the resources. 20 years after my goddamn family died to fight these white people. He didn't say, okay, I'm going to start getting, they told her, hey, we're going to overthrow your ass. We're going to get rid of you, nigga. You better go get our goddamn land. It's 20 years. When are we supposed to get our shit? 20 years after the war. Mugabe never wanted to get that land back. He said, he was their dear. The British had made him a knight. They was loving him, and for 20 years he was getting love from white people, and his own people were getting upset. His own people were getting upset. They said, "Hey, listen, we're gonna overthrow your ass." 20 years. How can we win a war? And it's 20 years later and we don't got shit. We still got land. White people still farming our land. Still got all the best shit. Go ahead, Joey.
Maybe it's just choice of words right here. He's not using the same choice of words as you, kid. He's just trying to explain it maybe in the simplest way people can understand.
Please talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, because we were saying earlier, today we're talking about how we were talking about how the failure of African leaders. We're talking about the female genital mutilation, where 10 teenagers were arrested because of accepting female genital mutilation to be performed on them. And then we're discussing about how these bucket cultures are still very active. And if you don't perform them in most of the communities, you're going to be chased away. And this is because of the leaders, because in Kenya, apparently, I didn't even know. I didn't know. I'm in Kenya, but I don't know that female genital mutilation was banned in 2001. But if you try to look at the activities, the normality, it's still very active. People talk about it, people complain about it. Women and children are dying because of this effect. So it goes back to what it's trying to explain right here with the bad leadership and all that.
Yeah.
So even when it comes to breaking down some things, we gotta be very simple, because we're talking about how privileged we really are, being in the city, having lights. Some places, in some countries in Africa, they don't have lights. Like, they don't have the internet. They tapping into some information. It's only through the mainstream media, and this is why they're fed and given the lies. So yeah, I'm gonna give him credit.
Colonizer to the people of Zimbabwe. But when he was not advocating for that, especially after the Lancaster resolution, they thought he's one such a gentleman who will allow them to do as they wish, until he realized that he was going to pass on without transferring the means of production into the hands of our people. Today, every African leader who served for a very long time in Africa, we are told is a fascist, is undemocratic. This person is a dictator. But such words were never said about Queen Elizabeth, who ruled for more than 50 years. And it's not just monarchy, like a Zulu monarchy or Abatembu monarchy. It's a monarchy that has got powers on the political systems of Britain. There's no any prime minister in Britain who can proceed with anything else politically without the go-ahead of the Queen, now the King. No one of those prime ministers can declare a war. Only the Queen or the King can declare a war.
And it's not even the King and the Queen that you're thinking, Julius, because the people that run Britain are called Rothschild. They go to them. They allowed they allowed the British monarchy to stay in power as they destroyed the other monarchies in Europe. They got rid of all of them.
Are the Rothschild, the Rockefeller still the Jays?
Hell yeah, they're the Jays.
Oh.
democratically elected. That person has got no term of office. They serve until the grave, and they are not called fascists and dictators. They do so with our leaders because they want to impose on us the imperialist bourgeois democracy. That democracy is when you go for 5 years and you are done. But as young people who are engaged in this space, you have a duty to ask yourself.
So this speech, the reason why I'm sharing it is because he did join. Julius Malema has joined the forces with Ibrahim Traoré, and that is for them on the move to liberate DRC Congo and Africa at large. So I'm proud to see.
You got to do that with unity. That's right. Don't do that for being unified. So that's where the unity is starting, right in those 3 countries, and you got to just expand it throughout the rest of Africa. If you got to go war with other bootlegs, then that's what you do. You take their ass out of power.
Exactly.
How did we govern ourselves in the earlier primitive society before the arrival?
Before the white man came. Exactly. How did you govern yourself?
And we're not asking here of an ancient history. Very recent, you'll realize that we were able to govern ourselves without being dictated to by the white people in terms of how we must govern ourselves.
Exactly.
Today, we must
independent.
be told that a good governance is a governance that complies with IMF or World Bank.
Exactly.
Anything else outside that, even if your people are benefiting, you are not a good leader. Actually, you are a dictator. Let's go back to Gaddafi himself before he was killed by imperialist forces.
Right. Gaddafi didn't need no IMF because the IMF go kick butts. All the resources, they didn't need no IMF. So the resources in Libya made everybody rich. That's how in Africa got 10 times, the rest of Africa got 10 times more resources than Libya. All the resources, if they were shared with from the government to the people, you'd be rich. But white people don't want that. They want to privatize and own all your shit, give you fake money for these fucking moronic ass puppets. They control all your resources and everybody be poor. You're dealing with a psychopath. Okay? Understand that? Who would want to see everybody poor? Why would you want that? But that's what they want. They want to steal your shit out of your house and have you impoverished. And say, oh, that's democracy.
Nationalized the oil industry when he took over Libya.
That's right, you nationalized.
He made sure that the people of Libya receive free health care and housing.
Right.
The people of Libya actually used to get a piece of land for getting married.
Right.
That's why many of you remain single, because you realize there's going to be a problem here. Immediately when Gaddafi died, we saw Africans being taken by force in Libya as slaves, even post-colonial period. After Gaddafi died, Libya, which we're told it was under dictatorship and the most brutal man, has never known peace.
All a lie.
It is under the group of warlords. It is under the group of terrorists, under the militia, and the people who are forcing themselves into power through a barrel of a gun. Today, one of the most unstable countries is DRC. Lumumba did not serve too long, because when Lumumba came in, they realized that this guy is going to create independence in the DRC, where the most strategic minerals are found.
They're going to make everybody rich.
Since the passing
man said, the hell you will.
Till date, DRC has never known peace.
Nope.
They will never know peace because those who are exploiting the resources of that area are the ones who are sponsoring the rebels in that area. They don't want authorities in DRC, because authorities will mean that we must also control the airspace of Libya. And when you control the airspace, you know which plane came in,
fine out,
and went out at what time. They are sponsoring rebels, doing land strips in the forests where they land.
That's right. They
and
land
take
still
the
to reach up and
minerals
fly.
undetected
That's right.
and live TLC.
Exactly. They got land strips in the
Today,
jungle of Congo. They fly in, fill all that shit up, the diamonds, the gold, and fly right on out. They damn sure do. All day
TLC was
long.
supposed to be one of the most richest countries, but the imperialist forces will not allow it to be. So Sankara was killed. And when you think Sankara was killed by his friend, that one was just the one who pulled the trigger. But there are brains behind that man who pulled the trigger, who, by the way, was a friend of Sankara. Burkina Faso would have been one of the most beautiful countries in Africa had Sankara lived long. The man who said to his people, here is the land, you must produce for the government and produce for yourself. Sankara who loved education. Sankara who gave our people health care. Sankara who knew that there will never be total...
It's the cameraman for me. He just zoomed to a white man. The colonizer is right here.
Liberation of people if women are not liberated themselves. Sankara who knew
that's Irritan's girlfriend's husband right there. Irritan was walking around Kenya with.
Politics. Because a soldier with a gun without political theory is a potential criminal. That's why political education is always important. Sankara who said, I'm not going to be part of borrowing money from IMF and the World Bank. So these leaders, I'm singling some of them out because I want to demonstrate to you that those who seek good for us did not stay long. If you come to South Africa, Chris Sani's crime was not because he killed anyone, was not because he was mobilizing anyone. Chris was just speaking his mind. Not because he went to mobilize the people of Alexandra, not because he went to mobilize the people of Eastern Cape against what the negotiations was talking about. He just said, this is not what we went into the bush for. If we are going to take it through a barrel of a pen and we don't fight, then you must know we'll never realize that which we went to the bush for. And they realized that this man cannot be persuaded, not even by money. And they did not waste time. They finished him off. Because when we were negotiating for our democracy and thinking it's a peaceful transition from resistance to democracy, we actually found our leaders negotiating deals instead of negotiating for democracy. You need to go and do a research and ask yourself, when did the Vodafone deal come into South Africa? Vodafone. There were no cell phones. Vodafone was not here. Vodafone was negotiating with the apartheid regime just before the negotiations for democracy started. When the negotiators realized that, amongst other things, these people are talking about a wireless phone which is coming to South Africa, they stopped the negotiations and went to Vodafone, or you are talking to wrong people. We are going to take over after these people. Come this side, and even if you insist on that deal with those people, when we come in, we are going to cancel that deal. Go and check out who were the black people who were part of a deal of Vodafone, what you call Vodacom today. And you must ask, once you know their names, then go and check what was their role in the negotiations. Then you will have an answer why we are where we are. They didn't have to kill them. They just have to corrupt them and give them the necessary resource to undermine the African struggle.
Yep, that is through the loans and everything that they do. But on the next video, which leads, of course, to all this, because, again, like we say, the exploitation of Africa resources, which we can see with the economic wars going on They need the gold, they need the cobalt, they need the silver, they need all the resources, including also the lands. They need the soil, which they don't. They're trying to also kill people through starvation and all that. But I want to share this video right here, which is explaining a lot, including also the elections coming in America and a whole lot of things going on. Listen to this.
Episode is, let's talk about protecting our wealth. Are you worried about the retirement saving? Hedge against market power of precious metal into a your portfolio. Gold investments in uncertainty keep you up at night. Vote for the timeless silver Trump coin. X20 financial news. Now, the deep state, the corrupt politicians, the private West Central Bank, the World Economic Forum, it seems that they are now trapped in their own doing. Remember, Trump and the Patriots, they always knew from the very, very beginning that they were planning on bringing this entire system down and bringing this system into their new system. And I do believe Trump and the Patriots, they actually played them, because once they took over and they thought they were in control, everything started to...
This is because they know their money is not backed by anything real, right? So they
but this guy talking, I think is an agent too. But yeah, he's saying that, you know, the central bank, the system is going to collapse. And so they're bringing it down. Yeah, because he's a Trump lover. That's all. He's been for, we're winning. He's been saying that for years. I know. Shout out to other people call this guy an agent too. He's also a J.
Go the opposite way. Think about it. Back in 2020, they thought they had it made. They thought, wow, this is perfect. The Great Reset. We don't have to start a war. We'll just actually keep everyone in their house. The economy will break down. This will be perfect. And they started the ball rolling. They had their people in place. Everything was going to be perfect, and nobody would be the wiser as they destroy the economic system. Well,
now they took him off of YouTube. It took the guy off of YouTube to give him cover. They took him off of YouTube. That's all fake and phony. But they gave him a lot of big numbers. Joey probably got this off BitChute or Rumble. He got huge, same numbers he got on YouTube. He's got on BitChute and Rumble. So,
one wasn't afraid. Everyone wasn't trapped for 10 to 12 years, because that's what they projected it would take to actually cure this deadly, deadly pandemic. And they thought over the 12 years, people would commit suicide, people would run out of food, there'd be no health benefits for the people, the entire economic system would break down, and it would be very, very easy to bring the people where they want to go.
They wanted to go.
Trump actually maneuvered, turned the tables on them, and they had to resort back to what?
Trump didn't do shit.
They had to resort back to their 16-year plan and actually push the entire world into war. And Trump knew that all he had to do was counter the war with one word. And as war built up, the people would then see the truth and understand that they can't, we the people, everyone else in this world, cannot go into nuclear war because there will be no winner. And I do believe Trump and the Patriots, they are counting on this. And remember, the deep state, the central bank, they've already started the ball rolling. They already started to destroy their own system. And Trump will use this leverage.
Who's the central bank?
Advantage. And the
Rothschild.
They will not be able to weather this storm in the end. Because, again, they believe that they have control. But remember, there's a bill that is passed in the House, which is the central bank digital currency. Trump already said that he is not going to allow the central bank digital currency. He's already talked about Bitcoin, already talked about having Bitcoin as a reserve. And this is going to destroy the deep state, the central bank. And once he ushers in peace, it will be game over. So as we approach the election,
how's he ushering in peace? He said he wanted to double down on fucking Israel.
Economic system breakdown. Now, this is going to reflect.
He said he wanted to double down on Israel. Let's go and bomb have Israel bomb Iran and bomb. Trump saying bomb people. What are you talking about? What war is he going to end? We know Camilla getting in there. She'll do the same thing. So they're not getting rid of no damn war. They know they need this war now. Too many people waking up and know what economic system actually runs the planet. These central banks. Go ahead, Joe.
Harris, and then most likely the next person they bring in, it's going to show that they've been lying to the people. And Trump, at that point, will have the people. Now, remember, Obama used this same exact strategy.
And pause again, Joe. And remember, see, that's how you know, to be an agent, family, you got to tell some truth with lies. So he's telling a lot of truth with small lies, you know. So, as Jibba Jabba told you, Trump's whole cabinet was full of Rothschilds and Rockefellers. His own cabinet. So who the fuck was he fighting when Trump was president? His cabinet was Rothschild flunkies and Rockefeller flunkies. What is this dude talking about? What life is he talking about? What he said doesn't make sense. Go back and look at Trump's cabinet. And remember, Trump said he's going to make Jamie Dimon his Secretary of State. Secretary of Treasury. Jamie Dimon, the head of J.P. Morgan, who's part of the Rockefeller Rothschild dynasty when they stole the Federal Reserve Bank, when they created that shit. Remember, he's the CEO of goddamn J.P. Morgan. Anybody got anything? J.P. Morgan, Rothschild, Rockefeller created the federal bank, which you're looking at in that picture. They created the fake money system. And Trump said he was going to make Jamie Dimon head of Treasury. So what the fuck is this dude talking about? Yeah, Trump is going to be fighting, and Trump. This is called sophisticated propaganda. Go ahead, Joby.
While the Republicans were saying the economy was great, McCain was out there saying it was fantastic. Obama was on the other end saying, no, there's something wrong with the economy. Now, no one believed him until the market came down. The same thing is going to happen right now.
Good cop, bad cop shit.
He turned the tables on them because who's he really battling right now? He's really battling Obama.
Trump.
Obama is running the show. So basically, he's using the same exact strategy. And as we get closer and closer to the presidential election,
I agree with that.
What's going to happen? I do believe the market's going to come down, and that will show the world, to show the people of this country that they've been lied to this entire time. And Trump really knows what he's talking about, and Obama and whoever else is running does not.
People know that the American economy is false and going to come down. Everybody knows that. Most people know that the American economy is phony. It's hollowed out. We don't make shit. All our shit is in China getting made. So we have no real economy. It's all fraudulent. It's all smoke and mirrors. People know that. So eventually a Ponzi scheme will collapse. Oh, they ain't got to do with no damn Trump. People know inherently that the country will collapse because it has no real economic system based on lies and graphs and cons and all kind of smoke and mirrors. That's what's holding up. So we know eventually it's going to implode. That's why they want to put all these wicked systems in so they can get Hegelian dialectic. Let this bitch implode because they know they can't stop the implosion. It's going to collapse. Then people be all scared. I'm starving. People get shot in the head in the street. Be full Mad Max in this motherfucker. And, you know, well, we got a solution. Got a solution now. It's going to be digital credit. Well, they got all the damn, they're doing shit in Africa with the eye scanning and the digital ID and all that old shit. To lock everybody down, these psychopaths. Control. It's set up in an Orwellian state around the world. So that's why they did the little fake shooting with Trump, that fake assassination. That shit was so fake. He had no blood on his ear. That's in your eardrum with a. Like, yeah, look at me with a fist shaking. And all the white people, yeah, Trump, yeah, he's my hero. Easy to push people with nonsense anywhere you want them to go. No blood on this motherfucker's ear. It's all fraudulent. Because they know getting Trump in there with this guy here, they'll use Trump to implement these policies because white people want him in there. And when he's implementing all this wicked ass shit, they won't catch up to like a year later, like, hey man, I think Trump may be fucking us up. I think Trump might have been a bad thing because all the policies and now we're about to go to war. Trump was supposed to take us out of war. Yeah, joke on you, stupid. Cons on you, moron. You've been conned. Okay? He's all this fake ass Republican Democrat. There's no Republican and Democrat. There's no two-party system nowhere. They own all of it now because they own all the money. So they get like, as that goofy Jewish Melina said, I get to corrupt everybody with money. Make money. You want some money, don't you, nigga? Yes, I do, man. I want to be rich. But do what you're told to do. Okay. If you don't, I got a bullet with your name on it. Okay, I'll do it. I'll slide my whole country. You want my underwear too, man? No, you keep your drawers on, nigga. Shit, goddamn. I don't need all of it. Goddamn. Go ahead, Joe.
The presidential election, this is exactly what we're seeing. And the economic system is breaking down every step of the way. And the central bank will not be able to weather this storm whatsoever. And when you look at Americans today, they feel it every single day. They can, the deep state, the Biden administration, Kamala, whoever else, the Fed, the Treasury, they can lie to the people. It makes no difference at this point. Because when the people feel it and they live it every single day, no matter what they say, they're not going to believe it. If they tell the people that they're rich and the people say, well, I can't even pay this bill. I couldn't pay my gas bill. I couldn't pay my electric bill. This is a disaster. You could tell me I'm rich, but I'm not. And when you look at the actual facts and you look at the debt level, and I'm not talking about the debt level of this country, the debt level of the people, it's a disaster, and this cannot be sustained. Each person cannot sustain the amount of debt. It's impossible.
It's going to collapse. Exactly. It's impossible.
1.14 trillion, up 48% since COVID. Delinquencies hit a decade high in the second quarter, with 10.93% of accounts 90 plus days overdue. Borrowers are struggling. The average credit card charging plus 20% near all-time high. Who can blame them? People are struggling right now, and they realize that cash isn't going to work because they don't have it, so they have to charge it. And what happens is the payments continually move up, interest rates move up, credit card rates move up, and sooner or later, what happens? People are going to start to declare bankruptcies, and we're starting to see this with people and companies. The Copici letter on X put this out and said, the number of U.S. bankruptcies currently under Chapter 11 jumps to 2,462, the highest count in 13 years. A Chapter 11 filing involves court-supervised reorganization and allows the company to stay in business and restructure its finances and operations. These bankruptcies have more than doubled in just 2 years. This comes after many companies have struggled to make their debt payments as the Fed raised interest rates to the highest level in 23 years. Now markets are pricing in 50 basis point rate cuts as the U.S. economy is on the verge of a recession. How is this a soft landing? It is not a soft landing, and people are now declaring bankruptcy. Companies are declaring bankruptcy. And it will get more difficult because remember, the entire labor market is one gigantic lie. They manipulated the numbers. We never recovered from COVID. Yes, a lot of the jobs went back to the way they were. Biden uses to convince everyone that he's creating jobs when he really wasn't. And now people are starting to see the true labor market. The Copici letter on X put this out and said, the index of U.S. consumers saying jobs are plentiful declined to 34.1% in July, the lowest level since March 2021. In other words, Americans are the most pessimistic about the ability to find a new job in 3 years. This share has decreased by approximately points over the last 2 years as the labor market has materially slowed down. In the past, such a rapid decline in consumer sentiment about jobs has always coincided with a recession. Meanwhile, the ratio of job openings per unemployed worker fell from 2 in 2022 to 1.2 in June 2024. The labor market is no longer tight, and the labor market is falling apart. Remember, everything is based on manipulated numbers.
Oh, lies.
The Fed is going to make their decision
on manipulated lies.
The news, the fake news, is reporting on manipulated numbers. Right. The Biden administration is trying to convince the people that the economy is doing well using manipulated numbers. This entire system is manipulated, and it's looking very, very similar to 2008. And I do believe this is about 100 times worse. Because right now, at this point, we're already in a recession, going into a deep recession, approaching a depression. Let's talk about protecting our wealth. Are you worried about the future of the U.S. economy? With so much uncertainty in the air, it's natural to fret about the security of your retirement savings. But there's one asset that stands the test of time, and that is gold. For centuries, gold has been
gold has always been money.
Volatility and
everybody in Africa knocking niggas in the head to get gold.
Global Gold Investments, you can harness the power of precious metals to help protect your financial future. By rolling over your existing IRA or 401k into a self-directed gold IRA, you can enjoy the potential for long-term growth and stability. Diversify your portfolio with a tangible asset that has real value. Setting up your gold IRA has never been easier with Noble Gold Investments, streamlined process, and expert guidance. This election year, don't let election volatility that spike to 8 delinquency rate of office CMBS loans has quadrupled in 1.5 years. Delinquencies are currently rising at a faster pace than during the 2008 financial crisis. CMBS experienced a $40 million loss in May for the first time since the 2008 financial crisis. Commercial real estate bankruptcies are coming. So again,
I told you commercial real estate. Commercial real estate is going to collapse. That's going to start the whole collapse. Commercial real estate is going to collapse. Glad he said that. I ain't know he goes. I've been sitting up there. Commercial real estate. I'm out here. I see motherfucking everything's fucking closing around this bitch. Malls are closed. Commercial real estate. I was like, man, this shit's going to collapse. Because I'm out. Shit. I mean, this shit going to collapse. When this shit comes down, oh boy.
It's not like 2008.
I'm saying when the collapse, and I got 3 years.
2008. And it's just going to get worse and worse as time
goes
on.
I was worse in 2008.
As we approach the presidential election, what does the Biden administration, what does Kamala Harris and whoever else replaces her, because I do believe someone's going to replace her or replace the VP that she nominated, I do believe they're going to have to make an unprecedented move, which is a rate cut, because they're going to have to prove to this country and the world that everything that they have done has worked. And I do believe this is one of the only ways that they can convince the population that what they have done has worked. And it seems that Kamala Harris is jumping on board with whatever Trump says, and she is now plagiarizing him, saying, listen, I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
No taxes on tips. But of course, she didn't put it that way. The fake news is trying to build her up and downplay Trump. But again, who said it first? It was Trump. So basically, if you're going to vote, you might as well just vote for Trump, because Trump actually set the policy way before Kamala Harris. But you have to remember, who signed the Inflation Reduction Act? Who was all for it?
It was you're there now.
Kamala Harris. And
ask Kamala Harris. You said you're going to do it. You there now. Why you ain't doing it now? Do it now, bitch. Do it now. You said you're going to do all this thing. Do it now. You're in office now. Do it now. Because you're a crock of shit. Ain't letting you do nothing. All that fake ass talk, what you going to do. You've been there now. You've been there for 4 years. You ain't done shit. You got white people crying out here. I can't make it. They got me living like a nigga now. I'm a white person. I'm not supposed to live like these niggas. What kind of life is this?
Reduce inflation. Actually, it has the opposite effect. When you look at all the bills the D's pass or the rhinos pass, it's always the opposite of what they tell you. So the Inflation Reduction Act actually caused a lot more inflation. So in this
I'm supposed to be taking poverty porn. I'm not supposed to be the one in the poverty porn.
They would be higher.
I'm supposed to take my camera and walk around with these raggedy niggas and say, look at these niggas.
13.
But now it's me.
Billionaires? Absolutely not. Who are they actually really going after? The little guys. The Wall Street Journal's editorial page found a Treasury report indicating the middle-class taxpayers were getting the brunt of the IRS offenses.
Yeah, you got the new IRS shit that they signed into power. Remember, they hired all those new IRS agents?
The lack of paper trail.
They dancing and do it for the rich, for the billionaires. So they got all these new IRS agents to come after us. And she talking about she didn't help people.
Data suggests the IRS is still focused on the middle class. As of last summer, 63% of new audits targeted taxpayers with incomes of less than $200,000. It gets worse than that. And here's where the second half of McDonald's tweet is described. With all that new federal money brought to them by Kamala Harris, tie-breaking vote, tip workers were the special little target of the IRS's shiny new army of auditors. And according to the Heritage Foundation Preston Brasher, in February of 2023, it may come as a surprise then that the IRS is proposing a direct new scrutiny at underreported tips by waitresses, barbers, and bartenders. And who is responsible for all this? Kamala Harris. Remember when she put this out on Twitter or X? She said the following. This is March 7, 2024. I was proud to cast a tie-breaking vote to pass our Inflation Reduction Act, which has capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. Now Congress must pass a bill that extends the cap to all Americans. So she was the tiebreaker. And by the way, Trump reduced the insulin prices. Then they raised the insulin prices. Then they reduced the insulin prices. So again, they're lying to the public. And she is the one who actually signed off on this. 80,000 new IRS agents were hired, and now they're going after all those people that are
after the poor.
Now she's trying to take the policies of Trump. Why would she do that? Because it's an election year. These people love to lie. They love to tell you things that they're going to do. Now, if she really wants to do it, she is now the vice president.
Yeah,
Why doesn't she go ahead and remove the taxes from tips?
Yeah, do it now.
Why doesn't she go ahead and push this? Why didn't they do this from the very, very beginning? They could have done all of this. They are only doing it because it's a presidential election. And I think the people now are seeing this and the people understand this. So again, as we approach the presidential election and the economic system really falls apart, more and more people are now being audited because of their tips and how much they make. And this is not the wealthy people. This is people making under $200,000 a year. The people are going to start to realize that this system is a complete and utter mess. It's breaking down. We're in a deep recession. And the only way that the Biden administration, Kamala, and whoever else is running, the only way they can convince the public is to show them that, hey, no, look, the Fed agrees with us. We're going to reduce the rates, which means the economy is doing really well. And now you can believe us. But again, it's like a ticking time bomb. As weeks pass, all of a sudden, everything's going to start to fall apart. People are going to go, wait a minute, you just told us that everything, just a couple of weeks ago, you told us everything was great. That's why the Fed was able to cut the rates. Now everything's starting to fall apart. Why is this? Who did this? Who's responsible for this? Because again, Kamala, you told us everything was going to be fine. Actually, if you go back a little bit in time, you told us that Bidenomics is fantastic. It's working. Biden, you're telling us that everything is moron. Hey, Fed Chair Jerome Powell, you're telling us that everything was great. And this is why, when you look at all the numbers, the economy's doing great. Unemployment is good. Inflation is down. And this is why you can cut the rates. I thought we were coming into a soft landing. So why does everyone feel like we're in a depression? Why do we feel like everything's falling apart? And why did the market just come down?
And you listen to a lady that never had a job in her whole life. Kamala Harris has never had a job in her whole fucking life. Only governmental jobs that she's been putting in because she's been sucking dick.
Wait, so, she's never. What do you mean she's never had?
Licking ass. She's never had a job. Never had a job. I'm gonna tell you about the economy. She never had a goddamn job outside the government. She's never had a job. What they do? How you gonna tell me about the government? I mean, the economy. Have you started a business? No. Have you worked for a business? No. And why the fuck are you telling me about the economy when you never had a job?
The deep state players.
Listen, now what you
I believe this is going to give Trump all the leverage that he needs to actually destroy the engine of the deep state players. Remember, what is the engine? What does the deep state?
He's not destroying any deep state.
Lots of money. So what do? They have this engine, which is the Federal Reserve.
Yeah,
they have Congress because they install people into Congress.
Exactly.
They have them
install them in there.
This money. The money is laundered across the world.
Print
They
from
create
nothing.
these organizations like the WHO, the World Bank, the IMF,
MF,
the World Economic
exactly.
Forum, you name it. They pay scientists and others to
Make
put
these
out
lies.
fake information about climate
That's
change.
right.
And this is
fake
how
climate
they
change.
control the system. And plus, all these individuals who are laundering the money, they become very, very wealthy. They become very, very powerful.
Exactly.
And they are the elite because they are running a cheating system.
Hey, now pause that, Joby. Now that's what he's saying is true. Pause that. What he's saying is true. The system is designed where they print fake money, and so they get to pay all these people. They own all the media. They print all this fake money, all this fake science, global warming, and all that old fake ass shit. They own weather manipulation technology, and so they form a narrative of nothing but lies. And you cop the lies because you don't know how the world is actually really run. That you got a few people on top that control the masses of people through their money scheme, the printing of money. Remember, these people get to print money from nothing. This money has no intrinsic value, only the value that me and you say it has no real value. You know, it's the best goddamn. You tell me about witchcraft in Africa, motherfucker. That ain't the greatest thing of witchcraft. Give me some paper and telling me it's worth some shit.
That's the greatest witchcraft.
Hell yeah.
Patriots are about to do. You destroy their engine, which is the creation of currency.
Yeah,
What happens to the World Economic Forum? What happens to the WHO? What happens to the
they all collapse.
What happens to the IMF? What happens to all of these organizations? What happens to these people that have been using the system to benefit themselves? It all comes to a screeching end.
All collapse.
Which means they will no longer have the ability to push their agendas on the world. You see, their entire system depends on the private West Central Bank, because if we go back, which I do believe we are going back, to the Constitution, and we have sound money, let's say we have a gold system, let's say Bitcoin is a part of that. Remember, there's a finite amount of gold, there's a finite amount of Bitcoin.
All the gold's in Africa, and everybody's poor in Africa. Tell me that ain't no witchcraft. All the gold's in Africa, and everybody's poor.
Currency that the central bank pushes. So the system that we're going back to is the actual opposite of what we have today. Now, if there's a finite amount of Bitcoin and finite amount of gold, does that mean the price of Bitcoin and price of gold must move up? Yes, it does. If you have an unlimited supply of fiat currency, what happens to the currency? It declines in value. So you have two different currencies. They're the complete opposite of each other. And this is what our founding fathers have been warning us about for a very long time. They called the central bankers money changers.
Money changers. They said they was illegal. You should never allow. They said you never allow central bank on this land. But these other crackers were right. They said you never allow central bank in your country ever, or you'll wake up poor in the country that you conquered. They know they conquered this country, so they said you allow central bank in here, then your great grandchildren will wake up poor and in debt in the country that they conquered, and that's what's happening. You never allow central bank in your country ever. That's why Gaddafi never allowed them in his country. Never allowed central bank in your country.
What that means is the currency that we have increases in value. And plus, since we're not borrowing it from a criminal organization, we don't need the taxes to pay back the interest. We can collect the money, the Bitcoin, I do believe, or gold.
There's no usury.
Via tariffs or the sale of oil. Think about how wealthy this country is going to get. Now, once again, once we start...
all of Africa would be fucking wealthy again.
Once we start to bring back manufacturers and energy is really cheap, this country is going to thrive like we've never seen before. And
Trump said he's going to bring back manufacturing. When did he bring it back? He was in it for a year. What manufacturing did Trump bring back? Not a goddamn thing. Get out of here. Will we bring back manufacturing? Okay. All right.
Already put into place. And once the central bank tries to make their move, he's going to stop them in their tracks. And the people are going to
the central bankers are on his cabinet. He had central bankers in his last cabinet when he was president. Why didn't he stop him? He brought him into his damn government. What are you talking about? And that's the kind of scam. And this dude knows he's an agent. Trump is going to be stopping him and doing this. It's just the other side of the coin. And we hear the motherfucker talk about Camilla. Camilla's going to be great. It's just causing division. Trump was in it 4 years ago, and everybody on his staff were out of Rothschild flunkies or Rockefeller flunkies. Go back and look up his last cabinet. And that's a fact. So who the fuck was he going against? When his whole cabinet was all fucking puppets of the Rothschild and Rockefeller.
But I want to go through the comments very quickly.
Yeah.
Jason says nothing in this physical is not going to get better, and it's not even written that we're supposed to get back completely on top. Things is an illusion, remains illusion. And I also see banks, especially, he says, banks, especially big hospitals, are closing. And he also says he just lost his 92-year-old auntie. Sorry about that. And also
he lived a long life. He's not dead, so good.
Yeah, that is on Monday after the earthquake in California, thanks to the Johnson jabs somehow. And he also says it's to the point I really don't give a damn what's going to happen in this world. I'm in this world, but not of it. And shout out to Ben Uko, Karibu Sana, he's Jiba Jaba Karibu Sana. KW Don Karibu Sana as well. He said that the Rockefellers are Christians, the Rothschilds are the Ashkenazi.
Nah, don't believe. Nah, the Rockefellers are Ashkenazi. Don't believe they're cousins of the. See, that's the scam they use. The Rockefellers are not Christian. They're cousins. They're cousins of the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds actually funded the damn Rockefellers to put them in power, helped them out. Remember, they always hide themselves. Because the Ashkenazi also, in the Catholic Church, they taken over the Jesuit order. They're taking over all these churches, these Protestant churches. They taking them over. Remember, that's why you got the Schofield Bible. See, when the Schofield Bible, before they created Israel, that's why all these Christians, you must love Israel. To go against Israel, to go against God. They were already indoctrinating these Christians before they made the state of Israel with the Schofield Bible. That's what most of these Protestants are reading, that Schofield shit that was created by the Jays. That's why you see all this rabid love for what? Israel from these Protestant churches. Because they were already indoctrinated 100 years ago. They already put this plan in motion. So all you got to do is go look up who created the Schofield Bible, who funded it. It's going to lead you right back to the Jays. You already know who created Israel. That was the Balfour Declaration. Balfour Declaration created Israel. That was the Rothschild. That's why they get to go around bombing kids. That was like what Joby showed you with Netanyahu up in the Senate and Congress and the Senate a couple weeks ago. They all cheering for hours, giving them an hour standing ovation for murdering people and shit. Because they control all. They've been in control of America through the central bank. Like I said, a bribery, printing money from nothing, putting all these puppets in power. I want to see all the puppets stand up and cheering for Israel. You know, that's how wicked and evil this motherfucking country is. These motherfuckers in office are all evil. They're all bought and paid for. Clapping, yay! 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 You need more bombs to kill the Palestinians. Yay! Yay! You don't know who controls this country? Right,
John Mosquito, Karibu Sana, he's asking, wasn't Donald Trump on, I think you mean Epstein? No, the
Epstein
guy.
Island? Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein Island. Yeah, he said because they got Trump also with young kids, mostly rape young girls. But you know, the white right don't want to hear that. They already been indoctrinated with, yeah, Trump can dodge the bullet. Yeah. And Joe be pulled up, and Trump's a hero. So they've been indoctrinated with that side of the bush, and Trump's going to get rid of the Federal Reserve and fighting the fake Federal Reserve and going against them. How's he going against them when all the motherfuckers was in his cabinet when he was president? All the Federal Reserve, he told you when he wins, we're going to put Jamie Dimon as Treasury Secretary. That's part of the group that created the Federal Reserve. That's printing money for nothing. What are you talking about? You know, that's just to keep the dummies all happy. Yeah, Trump is fighting. Trump is not going to allow them to do bad things. He's going to stop them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Propaganda guys are sophisticated. So hey man, why your dick hard? I was listening to X22 report. Trump is gonna say today. You know those. You guys know when you go there, look at Trump rally.
You're breaking. You're breaking. But as we get to continue before you come to a good area, Rast Cash Karibu Sana. He says the one who just declared monkeypox a public emergency international concern is closer to election. That's probably why. That is in Africa. That is what is happening right now in Kenya, in DRC, no, Central Africa. Sorry, that is Central Africa Republic. That is what is happening, and they are trying to come up. I think Demora reported on that, where I can see they already have a solution. Some VSCC, some vaccines that are being distributed right now. Let me see. I can get that very quickly. Yeah, I see this vaccine to combat monkeypox outbreak, which may delay for months. They're saying that the vaccines to address the growing monkeypox outbreak in Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, actually, and neighboring countries may not arrive anytime soon. The World Health Organization is considering declaring the outbreak an emergency following the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention declaration on Tuesday. So that is what is happening. So could be the next pandemic probably for Africa, or because you can see there's the bird flu, there's now the
everybody take the VAC. You'd be a moron if you took any V's. If you took any V's, you're a moron. Okay? And you deserve to get what you get. And when you get the V's, you're probably gonna get a dirt nap. Good night, nigga. Dirt nap time. Okay? Too late in the game not to know what the fuck is going on now. Okay? You let your government not investigate what's in the V's. You need to go, like an adult, like I told you, I need a bit dope. If I'm giving you something, it behooves you as an adult to take and investigate what I'm giving you. That's what an adult would do. This would say, let me take all this shit and put it in my mouth, and I don't know what the fuck it is. Okay? So I would investigate to see if it was beneficial to me or not. Does this benefit me in any way, shape, or form, or is it not? So, I would just take your word, what you're telling me, what you're giving me. That's what an adult does, not a child.
I agree. And shout out to one handsome man. He says, I live in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. In 2 years, they put up over 10 warehouse side of the football fields.
Hey, what's the other warehouse about? That many warehouses?
10.
In Brooklyn Park, you outside of Minneapolis somewhere up there. I know Brooklyn Field's outside of Minneapolis, right? You're outside of Minneapolis somewhere up there. So, yeah, why are they putting up these big ass warehouses? What's that about?
And Jibataba says same with Biden. He lived off the government his whole life.
Whole life. Never had a job. He's a multi-millionaire. Never had a job. Biden's never had a fucking job in his life. Our government, whole life, never had a job. And these morons trying to tell you about the fucking economy and job broke. They never had no goddamn job. See, that's a dirty secret. None of these damn fake newscasts. None of these people had ever worked in their life. You working for the government is not a job.
And also, see, Jabba
That's
says,
not a job.
Sorry?
I'll tell you some shit about some goddamn. What, Joey?
Yeah, see, Jabba says, America youth don't have a good work ethic. All of them? But what percentage can you say?
Majority of them, they too busy listening to Nicki Minaj talking about a stinking ass coochie. All these other moronic people. talking about dumb shit.
Yeah. Shout out to Ted Speed as well. Karibu Sana. He says, you are on fire. Yeah, today, Keith, I don't know what he's woken up on, since morning. It's been like that, but shout out to him. And shout out to Ted. He also says, you are on fire, Keith, today. What do you think about the DNC in Chicago next week? DNC?
I think, DNC, that's the Democratic National Convention. They're going to convention. I don't think it's going to be peaceful because I thought they were going to move it because the people of Chicago are not going to be happy. Because they know that the fake Democratic Party, as Joe be last time, I think I'm going to be voting for them for another 140 more years. I don't think so. I think black people finally realized this party never did shit for me. See all the legal immigrants in here getting all the resources that you don't ever get. 60 years you ask these people just to piss on you, they want to pee on your ass. Pee in my face, Democrat. We won't even give you no pee, nigga. No pee for you. God damn. Okay. All right. So, I don't think it's gonna be peaceful. Because Kamala's hated. Everybody like the news say, oh, it's a short. See, they already know it's a lie. So you know that their polls are Kamala's close to Trump and win. That's a lie. That's a lie. So they're trying to make a narrative that if they want to steal it from Trump, they'll do that. Either way, they win with both of them. But Kamala's a more easier controllable puppet because she's a moron. You got this idiot this close to the president. I mean, a living moron. I mean that literally. Kamala Harris is an idiot. She's only like shout out to Judge, but she spelled upward by putting her booty on the couch. You want some of my old rotten Indian coochie?
Damn.
Not really, but goddamn, not really, but shit, you gonna give it to me? These old handkerchief head self-hating niggas. If it ain't black coochie, I'll take it. I'll give you that. I'll promote you. So she's been getting promoted by giving a nasty twat up, but she's never. But she's never actually got a job on her own intellectual merit. And when you hear her talk, she can't put a complete sentence because all this word salad nonsense. Like, what the fuck is she saying? What are you talking about, lady? She's an idiot. She's an absolute idiot. And the rest of the world knows she did. Yeah, now you're just talking crazy. What are you talking about? What the hell is she even talking about? She's an idiot. So, they might want to steal it because she's not going to ever make no decisions. They want to push this new world order, so they'll use her to push all that shit through because she said she was a fucking she's an idiot. So they'll use her to push all these wicked ass programs forward.
John Muscru says, so the back-to-back earthquakes in California is true. Apparently, yes. And John Mosquito says, indoctrinated to love Israel more than Jesus. It's crazy.
Yep.
And the
funny part, but the other ones you go to Israel. What they tell you when you go to Israel? Take your dumb ass Jesus out of here. I remember y'all be playing videos. This should be on YouTube, TikTok. Dudes say when you go over there talking about your Jesus, they say you better get your ass out of here talking about that Jesus. Get your ass out of here. They spit all in your face. This is the land of Israel, not Jesus. And Jesus is not our Messiah. We don't believe it. They tell you Jesus is sitting in a vat of pig and shit in hell. That's what they say, literally. And you got these moronic Christians, oh, we with Israel. I know Israel can't stand their ass and they fake Jesus. And they tell you when you get there, when you go to their holy land, they spit in your face. Tell you get your fake Jesus out of here. Don't bring him here. Now they're making it illegal. I think remember they're about to pass a law this year. It wasn't y'all to pass a law that none of these Christians could take their ass to Israel, and you were not allowed to say Jesus' name in Israel. That's the law they're gonna pass. But they knew not to pass it because that would wake up a lot of these dumb white ass right wing Christians. What? They passed a law against my Lord? Yeah, moron. Give a fuck about your Lord. I said you better not say that name in this country, motherfucker. So do me go to YouTube real quick. Wait, read the comments. Go to YouTube and say, Israelis come after Christians, and say Jews go after Christians in the land of Israel. Had a little kid throwing rocks at him all nasty. Get your ass out of here. Take you and your Jesus out of here. These moronic ass morons, they think they got some camaraderie with it. Because they're brainwashed. They don't know none of this, that the Jews don't believe in no Jesus. They get, oh, it's a Christian Judeo religion. What? Okay, you better get your ass out of there talking that Jesus shit to us. So they try to pass a law where you Christians can't bring your ass over there and say Jesus at all. That's what I don't know what that is. Show anything on that? I don't know what the hell that is, Joe. I don't know what that is. There's many videos you see them spitting on the Christians, kicking them out, telling them to get the fuck out, talking crazy, cussing at them.
It's similar. This one is showing Jews on Christians from a church.
Okay. Yes. It's too small for me to see. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. Talking about your Messiah. They don't believe in your Messiah. But you're in the promised land. You're in the holy land. They said, get your
go home. We don't want you.
That's right. Get your ass out of here. Take you and your Jesus. Let your ear time will go up there. I'm going to see what Jesus was. They say, you black bitch, you better get your stinking ass out of here. That would it took ear time, Joey. You better get your stank nigga ass out of here.
Why did God choose?
Be all naive.
Why did God choose Israel to be his people? Lol, it's crazy. All the narrative that they have been pushing for years.
Yeah, it's all fake. You go there, you go there, you treat it like shit. I thought these people were like, that was Judeo-Christian religion. No, that's what they told you, dummy. You've been indoctrinated your whole life with lies. Sorry. Joke's on you, dummy. You know, they're spitting on your joke. So I come to see the Lord. And they would take this spit in your face before you see him.
Mm-hmm. And I also see Jason says in the spirit world is like the Jesus crap was some straight bull crap. They have found out what the real thing, hopefully not back down here. I didn't get that comment, but 10 Speed says Black Americans are so lost in this information. And the Jibba Jabba says Trump almost died for our sins in
I know, he's the new Jesus. He almost died. Look at Trump almost died for our sins. Trump, you're the man, Trump. No, that's all fake and phony. And that was a real sniper. Trump's whole head would have been off his whole body. He been JFK'd for real. That close, whole head would have been blown the fuck off.
10 Speed says the next pandemic is going to start in March 2025 in the Black Hoods.
But they're gonna try it. I think they're gonna try Africa. I think they'll try this because Africa, Africa's scary because I think Africa's. Why do they think we're dirty? Because they think you're undeveloped. Africans don't have showers and shit like that. Most Africans live all fucked up. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's come out of Africa, out of Congo. It's out the Congo." These niggas are not able to wash their ass, and they got monkeypox. Their feet are full of monkeypox. Their legs and old, dirty butt cheeks full of monkeypox. Ah, monkeypox. And Africa scares everybody, Joe. They lose Africa because everybody's ignorant. Remember that guy didn't think you even had apartments? Young guy didn't think you even had apartments in Africa? This is as dumb as his ass is. Oh, man. They got that monkeypox in Africa. Oh, shit. Where's my mask? Where's my butt plugs at? So, they gonna put it. They have it flashed all across the news, Joey, with fear. Motherfuckers walking on the street with all kind of monkeypox all on his face and shit on his lip. What's that? It's that monkeypox. He's some acting with bumps all on his face, Joey, like.
Yeah.
Hey, what's wrong with him?
His report today, Kamala Harris down by 2 points to Trump in Florida polls.
That's a lie. Nobody like that. I know that thing. She couldn't get one, but she ran by herself 4 years ago. She couldn't get one vote in the primary. Now they selected her, and everybody's looking, yeah, shit, it's all a lie. And if you look at a lot of her, I want you guys to be I want you guys to be discerning. Look at a lot of her events. They're using CGI, right? They make the crowds look bigger. They got caught one time, some dude's head, he's trying CGI. Her crowds are fake and phony, guys. Go look at her crowds and see what the angles at the shooting. A lot of those people are not even there. It's all fake. It's all fraudulent. That's why she got. For black people, they can't talk about issues. They got to bring on kind of old bum-ass rappers, Meg Thee Stallion, all kind of nigger shit. You know, they got to entertain you with bullshit. I don't give a fuck about no Meg Thee Stallion. What are you going to do for me if I give you my vote? And look at this bad man looking broad, walking around shaking her ass. There you go, nigga, that's for you. Oh, this same old kind of goddamn snooky with the good coochie shit again. What's that dude named? What was that dude named? Spicy Jack? Fuck that. What was that? What's that homosexual thing? Get your booties to the polls. What's that homosexual name?
Whatever her name is. That big cheese who says, I love your family, but when black folks vote, Kamala, in this November, I'm done. I'll spend the rest of my days in silence enjoying what I can. I wish everyone well. Don't lose hope.
She's not going to win, but they can manipulate the thing. Remember, Google all the algorithms that they're doing, they're promoting Kamala Harris. Because listen, they can promote the outcomes, and they stole that election from Trump 4 years ago. Even though they control both of them, they did. That was a stolen. Well, you couldn't say it on Google. That was a stolen election. You know, nobody voted for no damn geriatric Biden who couldn't put a word together 4 years ago. But he supposedly got the most votes in American history. You know, it's a lie. It's not a conspiracy theory. You know, it's a lie. Anybody go run and vote for no Biden? He couldn't even talk. It was like he got no worse. He was just this bad 4 years ago. So, you know, the polls are a lie. What's up?
Shout out to Jared Potter. He answered. That is Sosie Santana. You are looking for the name, I guess.
That's the name. Sexy Santana. Who put that up there? Who said that?
Jared Potter.
Thanks, Jared. Yes. Yeah. Sexy. I knew it was 60 something.
Sosie Santana.
Saucy homosexual.
But anyway, family, that's why I think we're gonna wrap it up with today's conversation.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Hit your booty to the pole, big cheese. Talk to your boy Saucy Santana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so much love, family. Hope you guys caught a thing or two. We have 30 minutes left towards the end of the show, but I'm not gonna complete that. I'm not feeling so well, but see you
You're not,
guys
you're not,
tomorrow.
yes,
No,
Trevor's not
don't you
feeling
dare!
good. You've been
Don't
talking
you,
to Saucy Santana.
don't you? I know you well. You were about to spit with me right here. No,
I ain't gonna say
but
that. Calm down, Joey. Calm
yeah, much
down.
love,
What's up?
much
What's
love.
up,
See you
guys?
guys
You
tomorrow.
guys
Have
want to look
yourself.
at some shows? The shows are still up on the go to the network on your app. Shows are playing over there. You guys
On
can't
the
you guys can't come after me no more. There's always some kind of shows. I put up all new shows every new week I'm home. There's always gonna be some, but I am gonna do this. I'm gonna do the. I know y'all said I'm biting, I'm stealing, but I am gonna do this, guys. We're gonna do our own version of the balloon dating show and put it on the app. It ain't gonna be on no YouTube. I'll tease it on YouTube. It's gonna be nothing but on our network on the TV version. So we're gonna. I'm gonna jump in and find some ladies. We'll get some balloons and get a bunch of goofy Negroes up in there. We're gonna let Shimani be the damn host and say, "What do y'all guys think? I'm here to balloon pop, 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 pop." What's wrong with him? Oh man, he looks like a straight up sucker.
Yeah,
What's up?
that's gonna be a good idea. Yeah,
Look,
that's good.
they got some good ideas, Joe. I think that'd be a good one. I know they say I'm stealing. I don't care. That's a good one. I think we have fun doing that shit. I don't care if y'all say I'm stealing. That shit'll be funny.
Yeah, but much love, family. See you guys tomorrow. Have yourselves a
Oh
good
no.
day. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's conversation. I tried at least. Keith was telling me to go home, but
I told her to go home, and we'll film their date. We'll pay for their date, and we'll be intrusive, film their date. See how it goes. He said, that's it. If it don't go well, that ain't our fault. That's who you chose. Shit, that's your fault.
I say I'm a virgin pop lol. Jibba jabba get out of here. Much love. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Sela, sela, wana hela, hela, umenijaza kwa hiu.